Hello there. It is 11:45 p.m., September 23rd. This is my Spyderco Police 4 lightweight in K390. It's been a while since I made a vid. It feels like it was going on like 2 months now, I think. A lot of shit has happened in the past, since I last made a vid. I quit my second job that I had doing like mortuary transport services, like transporting dead bodies and shit. That was my second job I had, and then my primary job as a security guard, I quit that fucking job too. And I made sure I had another job set up before I quit that job. So now I'm doing like pest control and shit, making more money than I did doing security. So I've been really busy doing all that shit and just didn't really feel like making any vids, so I said fuck it. But something I'm gonna show. Within the past couple months, almost 2 months, for me, I buy a knife here and there, but I don't really buy a lot of guns and shit. The last gun that I bought before my 1911 was it was like 2 years before that. It was like April 2020. It was my AK. And then end of July, I bought a Kimber 1911, and then beginning of August, I bought a Glock 43, which I already showed. And then I bought this. This is kind of like my dream Glock right here. Besides like a fucking Glock 18 or some shit, or like a Glock 24 maybe. I really like the Glock 27, but I just said I wanted to get something in 9mm. Fuck it. A lot of people like 40 over the 9mm, but I think if you can place your shots fucking well on a human-sized target, upper torso or fucking a headshot, a 9mm hollow point, it should stop whatever is, your threat. So 9mm does the job for me. And I love the fucking baby Glocks. And I got something right here recently. Oh yeah, baby. It says right there 17 rounds, but it has a +2 base plate. So it makes it 19 +1 in the chamber, so 20 rounds of 9mm. And this can fit in pretty much any Glock that's 9mm double stacked. It will fit in there. The Glock, I think, is the 34, that's the 9mm with the long ass slide, and then the Glock 17, Glock 19, and then obviously the Glock 26. I just wish they had it in black so it would match my little baby Glock, or maybe I can paint it or something. I don't know, but I don't want to fuck with the reliability, so maybe just paint it up to there or something. But yeah, and then it comes with a 10-round magazine from the factory, and it comes with 2 of these. But if you pop off the base plate, you could put a little +2. The fucking box or whatever online, it said it's for 9mm it's +3, and for the Glock 27 40 cal it's +2. But when I fucking put it on there, loaded it up, it only has +2. So 10 rounds +2, so it's a 12 round. So 12 +1 in the chamber, and it gives you a. I kind of like the way it matches up with the stock fucking little stippling, so it kind of looks like it matches, but if you look up close you can see it doesn't match, but it gives you like a kind of full-size grip, 3-finger grip like my Taurus. I'm probably going to do a video and show them together because they're very similar, but this is just slightly thicker than the Taurus G2C, my little subcompact 9mm. So yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome. And then if you want to have like full concealability, as compact as possible, you have it like that, but you only have 2 fingers on there. But really, if you have a good grip, you have a high, grip on that, so the fucking bore, whatever the fucking axis is sitting low, then you should be good. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, that's something I wanted to show. Now, Police 4 and K390. If you watch my video on my regular Spyderco, this right here, lightweight, or yeah, Police 4 lightweight. Shit, this was back like in the beginning of the year, maybe January, yeah. I really said I wanted the K390, and I was just like, fuck, I don't think it's worth it. Like, just paying 100, at the time, yeah, it was like $170 too. Because I wanted to blade swap it, and I was like, $170 for a blade swap, that's pretty goddamn expensive. But I mean, you're not just getting a fucking blade, you're getting the whole rest of the knife too. So I just said, fuck it. I bought it, and I love the knife, the steel. K390, I'm going to talk about it more, but I originally, like I said, I wanted to do a blade swap, so I tried that, and I was really disappointed because on this one, the fucking rocker lock, it already kind of sticks up a little bit, so that was kind of something that was a negative for me when I first got the knife. Obviously, you know, I didn't fucking buy it. Oh shit, it has patina right there, or fucking shit in the jimping. I didn't buy it in a store or anything. I bought it online. So if I checked it out in a store and I saw that, then I would have been like, yeah, I fucking, you know, I want to get a different version of it. But this one right here, it meets up flush. You can see the rocker lock and the spine of the blade where the jimping is at. It meets up just fine. So that, it kind of bothered me a little bit, but I was like, you know what, no, fuck it, it's fine. The knife is still good. It still locks up pretty good. And then I try to blade swap them. And I've watched videos about people blade swapping Spydercos, and they say to try to take the rocker lock and the blade when you swap it over, so you're not just putting this blade on this rocker lock and this blade on this one. So I moved the blade and the rocker lock, and it was fucking sticking up like that much, even more, like almost to where you just barely fucking push on it and then it unlocks. So it didn't meet up properly, so I just ended up swapping it back. And right here, I can't really Spidey flick this one well because it's so fucking new. I have a little trio right here of Police 4s. This is probably my favorite Spyderco. It has the HAP 40 Sus 410. I've showed it before with the pack of wood. It's a Knife Center exclusive, and I was really fucking pissed because this one, the HAP 40 blade, I thought it would look fucking nice on the blue FRN, so I tried to put the VG10, or originally I tried to swap these two, and then I was thinking I was going to put the VG10 on the Packwood scales, and then put the HAP 40 on the blue, and then put the K390 on the black. I thought that would be dope to swap all three of them, so I tried to do a fucking triple blade swap at once, and so I tried to take this rocker lock and move it onto fucking the blue one, but that little pin where you fit the little female screw and then put the male screw, it's either moved a little bit farther back or farther forward, so the rocker thing didn't even meet up with that, so I couldn't even do it. So I was like, fuck. So I was just stuck with leaving this blade and shit on this handle, because I think if I just tried to move the blade and not the rocker, it still wasn't meeting up properly. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, all three of them, they just swapping them, it didn't work out, so I was kind of fucking disappointed. But doing my fucking Boker OTF, I bought two of these. I had this one and then the black one, I gave it to a homie. Swapping these out, it swapped like a fucking piece of cake. There was no problem. And I know an OTF and a folder it's kind of two different things when it comes to blade swapping it, because a folder, you know, it's a little more difficult. It has to meet up, you know, smoothly, and has to fit properly. So yeah, but I was just kind of disappointed it didn't meet up properly, so I could do a blade swap. It just didn't work out. But yeah, I ended up buying this. Said fuck it. I bought it. February this year, 2022. I bought it on Blade Ops. It was, I think it was originally when I first wanted it was like 167 under 170, and then when I bought it, it was like 175. So yeah, with taxes and shit, close to like $200. Overall, I mean, if you watched my video on this one, you know, you remember that. I think I said the specs for it. It's fucking, I'm just gonna say them anyways. It's 9.9 inches, just about 10 inches, and close to 4.5. I think it's like 4.4. I'm reading the specs off of Blade HQ. It says 4.3 inches, 4.39 inches. The handle, 5.6 inches, and the blade thickness, obviously it slims down. It's like a fucking like isosceles triangle and shit, the way it slims down. I'm guessing that's at the thickest point, maybe right here, or maybe that's toward the edge. I'm not sure, but it just said the blade thickness was 0.11 inches, and the handle thickness, I'm not sure. It's a pretty thin knife though. It has nested liners, skeletonized liners. And the weight of it, I love the weight of it. I'm not sure if this is the actual weight because I haven't weighed it myself, but it says 420, 4.2 ounces. So yeah, that's pretty dope. 420 ounces. And the material is obviously K390, if you didn't already know. And it has, if you can see that, it has that milky kind of fucking patina on it already. And I haven't used this shit a bunch, but the use that I have, you know, when I have cut things and used it and shit, I thought it would have dulled the blade down. And this shit still roughly cuts through paper, and it's like 7 months old. I have not once even touched it up on something like this, like a little ceramic rod. I haven't touched it on anything, haven't sharpened it, haven't stropped it. Like if I was really fucking good at sharpening and I had maybe like a diamond stone, then when it was brand new, I probably would have tried to sharpen it sharper than a factory edge. But since it's K390, so it's such a tough fucking steel, I didn't think I was gonna be able to sharpen it, like put a better edge on it than from the factory. And one kind of negative thing about it, which is another reason I wish I could like buy more knives in stores and shit like this, like Spyderco. I don't know if I can see it. I'm trying to see where the fuck it's at. It's such a tiny little imperfection. It's not like a chip in the blade, but it's just like a little, slight little fucking, I don't know, like something hit the blade in the factory or something. I can't see exactly where it's at, but it's like up here somewhere. You could feel it when you're cutting through some shit or when you're running your finger along the edge of it. Just the blade was slightly fucked up, like it needed to be sharpened in that little spot. Holy shit, hold on, let me look at this shit closer. I can look at it at a different angle. Oh yeah, I can, what the fuck? I can see it, but when I'm looking at it in the camera, I can't see it. Where the fuck is it at? What the fuck? When I hold it up to like a light, I can see it. It's like right fucking here. If you saw it in person, you'll see there's like a little dent, like it's like micro fucking scopic. I think it's right there. But yeah, it was just the tiniest little imperfection in the edge, and it just kind of fucked with me, my OCD. But yeah, other than that, the edge was fine, and then, you know, the rocker lock not meeting up properly, sticking up that much. Other than that, the knife it's fine. It was it was razor sharp from the factory, and it still has a pretty sharp edge, like slicing through flesh, it would still slice through. And I haven't cut through a shit ton of cardboard, but I cut through some cardboard, and I mostly cut through like maybe shit, like I'll say 25, maybe 30 fucking mangoes since I've had this knife. And as I was cutting through the mangoes, like I kind of cut around the seed like that, like in kind of like a little oval fucking shape. And sometimes the seed would kind of be shaped weird, so I would like partially cut through the fucking seed. And if any of you ever cut through a fucking mango seed, you know how much like it could dull like a VG10 blade. It would dull the shit out of your blade cutting through a mango seed. And this shit has cut through a bunch of mango seeds, not straight down the fucking middle, but just like shaving off pieces of it. And it has not, like over time it's dulled the blade, but as much as I thought it would dull the blade, it hasn't done shit to it pretty much. And it just amazes me and makes me think like, damn, this shit is worth Maybe it's a little overpriced, maybe like 160 I would like, or 155, something like that. 165, but yeah, you know, you're paying for Spyderco, the fucking name, the little Spyderco logo and shit. So other than that, I would say yeah, it's definitely worth the money. Like just the K390 in general from Spyderco. I wish I can get K390 on a fucking cold steel or like one of my CRKTs. That would just be amazing. This is just some awesome shit. And I watched a lot of videos on YouTube about K390, like Delicas or PM3s, or you know, Para 3s, PM2s, Dragonflies. They made this in like the little tiny little fucking ladybug. I think they made the K390. Yeah, I've watched a bunch of videos about Spyderco's K390, and pretty much the way that everyone describes the steel, they compare it to. They say K390 is pretty much CPM M4 on bath salts. Yeah. They say K390 is CPM M4 like on steroids. And I haven't used M4 since I heard that. I really wanted to get my hands on some M4 just to kind of compare it. But yeah, I would have to say that's definitely true. Just seeing the edge retention this shit has had from having it for over 7 months. Yeah, I think almost like fucking 8 months now. And the VG10 is awesome. It's great steel. It's kind of pretty much budget steel now, but yeah, this shit dulls way faster. Like I haven't even sharpened this, so it's not to the point where it's dull, but if I used it as much as I use this, I would say it has maybe like 6, 7, 8 fucking maybe 10 times the edge retention as VG10 or some shit like that, or AUS 10. So yeah, this steel is pretty amazing. And the grips, like I was gonna go into the grips and all, but I mean I've done a fucking video review on this, so it has the same, you know, little front finger choil right there, the same handle. You can grip kind of down here, and reverse grip is comfortable. I like how when you have the pocket clip on the right side tip up, my finger kind of sinks in, either my middle finger sinks into the pocket clip right there, or my index finger. Yeah, it just feels comfortable. I wouldn't want to fucking hold it like that with my pinky down there, but I mean you could if you had to, if you wanted to. Alright. And the texture is just the, you know, the bi-directional volcano grip and shit. And I did that myself, if you're wondering. The pocket clip comes black on both of these. You can kind of see the Spyderco logo, how there's still like black kind of coating in there, and then on this one it really shows. I sanded it down and tried to polish it out, but like having different grits of sandpaper and shit, but it still looks kind of fucked up, pretty rough. But from far away it looks fine. And this one, I wish they both came like this. This one is just like that from the factory. It's like stainless, like polished and shit, so you can see the difference. Yeah, little scratches and shit on this one from me fucking it up, but yeah. I just like I like the pocket clip and the screws to match the blade finish, like satin, you know. Yeah. All right. I showed these, so you've seen these 3 all together, all the polices and shit. And this is something new that I got. I wanted to show it in a video. I got it for my nephew. I just said fuck it, I bought it. I kind of I've been giving him a lot of knives and shit recently, and I just kind of want him to have blades that I wish someone would have got me when I was, you know, 10, or I mean 12, or like 13 or 15. He's 15 and shit right now, so I hooked him up with a couple dope cold steels, like the Steel Tiger and that Matriarch. If you see my last video, I bought a Spyderco Matriarch satin blade one, and I wanted to buy one of these for myself, but I just didn't get around to it. And low-key, I wish I did buy one for me, because the fucking blade is so goddamn thick. I didn't know the tip of the blade was going to be that thick. Like, it retains the thickness all the way up here in the clip point, it's like the same thickness towards the spine, but maybe 2/3 down the blade, it really slims down. You can see that towards the, you know, the clip point tip right there. And this thing is just, you can even feel the weight on it when you go like that to close it. And then this one, it's just like, holy shit. It even sounds different. It just feels like a guillotine or some shit. So yeah, I wouldn't try to pry with that, but I assume you can maybe pry with that or some shit because of how thick the tip is. But yeah, this is the Voyager XL spear point, I think. Yeah. Then here's the clip point. So yeah, got those two. And I'll show this one. Fuck it. I don't think I've showed this one yet. Maybe. This is the only, and it's the first PM2 that I've ever got. And it was a really fucking awesome version. The CPM crew wear. This is my only experience with this steel too. Oh, what the fuck has like a spot on it or some shit? Let me see. Hope that's not fucking rust or patina or some shit. I don't know. I'm not sure about the corrosion resistance from crew wear, but yeah, this is kind of like my Safe Queen. It still has the factory edge in there. It's still pretty sharp. And I upgraded it, the lynch clip. Try to make it, you know, matching on the purple G10. But yeah, I bought that like maybe like 5 months ago now. Yeah, so there's that PM2. Just showed that. Boker OTF. Fuck it. My boot knife. Still going strong. And my Talisong. About the same size as the Talisong, yeah. Because this is like the same size as the Lucha, and the Police 4 and the Lucha are literally like the same size. Same fucking blade length, same handle length. I think this one's just maybe a little bit longer on the handle. And then I'm probably gonna do a video on this knife. Looks similar, huh? PM2 clone. Oh shit. Oh, I fucking suck with my left hand. Ganzo PM2 clone. Look at that shit. $160 knife versus a fucking $20 knife. This shit is awesome. It has a decent steel, 440C. Yeah. So a bit smaller than the Police 4. It's literally the PM2 is just slightly longer on the handle than that one, but it's pretty much the same size as the PM2. Alright. So yeah, I don't really want to make like a full fucking like you know, what could you use this for, EDC or self-defense, because I pretty much talked about that in my original Police 4 video. But yeah, it could be a good EDC knife. For some people it's pretty big, but for me it's perfect because, you know, I carry other knives, bigger cold steels and shit, XLs and all that. And for self-defense, I think I said I really would want to use this for self-defense just because of the blade shape, the blade style, because it's so thin. I feel like it might snap off in someone if you had to stab somebody or some shit. And just I like something with a bigger, you know, finger choil area or something that has a hilt, like my CRKTs. I talked about that. But yeah, could be an EDC self-defense knife. It's very smooth. It has like, I think it's bronze washers in there or some shit like that. And I always take apart my knives, clean them, like rubbing alcohol, and then I put a little bit of white lithium grease, and then I put a little fucking drop of gun oil in there. And then they're usually buttery smooth. Most Spydercos are really smooth. Yeah. And the variants of this, I think pretty much like just the Police 4 lightweight, they only have the K390 version. They don't really have anything else. And the color, I wish they came out with different colors for the like Police 4. That's what I fucking hate. For the Delica, Endura, all this shit, they got like orange, purple, green, red, blue, fucking foliage green, but the Police 4 lightweight is just fucking black or blue. If they had a green Police 4, shit, I probably would have fucking bought 2 of them already. Or a purple Police 4, that would be pretty dope. But I guess Spyderco figures, oh yeah, not many people are gonna buy the Police 4 because it's so fucking big, but I love the size of it. And the fact that it has that, like, I would have more Delicas or Enduras if they had fucking that, but they have like a little, it's squared off right there. You can only go like that. You can't, there's no finger choil with jimping and shit like that. Like on the Para 3 and PM2 and the little chaparral and shit. That's what I love right there, but the Delica and Endura doesn't have that shit. And yeah, Endella too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's about it. So is it worth the money? Yeah, I would definitely say so. This K390 is crazy shit. And I wish I can get more blades in it. I really wish I had the fucking Para 3 or the PM2 and K390, but it was like a sprint run or some shit. So yeah, if you want to get one of those, you know, get ready to grab your fucking ankles. So yeah, it's my Police 4 K390 review. Later.